my crafty friend, it's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft, my world stands still. Check this card out. This is the exploding gatefold card. I can't wait to show you how to make it. It's way easier than you might think. All right, I'm going to start off with some beautiful patterned paper from Pajama Crafter Stamps. I'm using the Taupe Tidings paper pack. And I think the hardest part about this card is choosing what side of the paper to use. I adore patterned paper, and Pajama Crafter Stamps has fantastic ones. And this Taupe Tidings is just perfect for neutral Christmas colors. I'm also going to pull in this cardstock that is called Pebbled Beach from Pajama Crafter Stamps. It has a great smoothness to it, but it also has a texture, like a little bit of a speckled look to it. We're going to be trimming and folding and doing all sorts of things, but like I said, it looks way more complicated than it is. So just bear with me. We're going to cut it right in half. So I'm going to get here a panel that is just a piece of paper cut in half. So that is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I'm just going to score that at 2 1/4 inches. And then I'm just flipping that over and scoring the other side at 2 1/4, or you can just score it at 2 1/4 by 6.5. Now, if all these measurements coming at you is a lot, I will have information in the description with more measurements and you can see everything there. So if you want to reference this video later, you certainly can. How fun is that? Basically, you're just making a simple gatefold at first. Then to decorate it, I'm just going to cut down a few panels here from that patterned paper and have that decorate the inside. But before I get to that, I have the exploding part. Now, this is the white center part. So this will be cut down to 4 inches by 8.5. And I'm just going to cut off that 1/2 inch. So it'll be 4 by 8. Like so. And then I'll just get rid of that little one. And then we're going to score. Now this is where it looks complicated, but it isn't. We're just going to be scoring at 2 inches. Slide it over. Score it at 4 and 6. So every 2 inches we will be scoring. So there's the 6-inch mark, score, or 2 inches if you're going the other way. And then here's the 4-inch mark, score. And then the 2-inch mark, score. And it is difficult to see, but it is just a simple score line there. Now I'm going to go from the tip of the paper to the center of that fold line and line it up on my scoring board here. And then hold it down with my left hand and just create a diagonal line going from the center on the bottom to the left on the top. And then I'm going to turn the paper and do the same thing on the other side, going from the top in the middle to the bottom right corner. And just making a little X. So it will have 3 lines intersecting on each side. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, but it is a typical exploding gatefold card. Now, I did not make up this design. This is common out there, and it is a pretty fun one. So you can see my score lines there. It gives you a square in the middle that is tilted, and then 6 triangles going around the outside. Now what I like to do is take a bone folder of some kind and just really reinforce those score lines. Now if you're using a patterned paper instead of a solid cardstock like I am here, you're going to want to make sure that you are gentle when you do your folding points so it does not affect the pattern of the paper. And pay attention to the direction of the print if you're using a patterned paper that is directional. I love having just a simple white cardstock or black cardstock on these because I think it just shows the features of the card a little bit more, and it allows for a lot more decorating this way. But I am just scoring on all of those lines and just folding it and just really working all of those folds, going back and forth on each one, just making sure they are very movable. This is going to help the card really be able to do the exploding effect. And if you're looking at this going, I thought you said it was going to be easy. It's okay. If you want to rewind it, you can go ahead and watch that again, or you can pause it as you're working with me. But it's just scoring a few lines. You just have to pay attention to exactly where you're scoring, and then you should be all good to go. Once again, I scored at 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches. And then I made those diagonal lines going from the center to the opposite corner. So this is how it's going to sit in my card panel here. I'm just working those other folds. You see the top right one folded in naturally. The other ones I need to do a little bit more encouraging too. Speaking of great patterned paper and great cardstock, Pajama Crafters Stamps came out with this beautiful beautiful jewel tone cardstock that is just stunning. So check that out if you have not yet, and it's perfect for some of those really rich Christmassy colors. There it is, the basic fold. Now, if you did not know, on the Pajama Crafters Stamps YouTube channel this month, it's all fun folds from the design team. But, we can't just have a simple fun fold with nothing on it, so we need to decorate it. And I chose to use some fun things that are new and some things that are older to decorate it. This little poinsettia is from the Citrus and Scarlet Blooms stamp set. This one is one of the smaller little poinsettias from that set. There are other ones that are larger and they're very beautiful, as well as this little one, but I thought that this little one would fit so nicely on the area where I want it to go. And do not be alarmed, but I will be cutting this poinsettia in half, but it will make sense, I promise. And then the panel that I have on the right there, I am grabbing from my stash from last year, because just because it came out a year ago does not make it any less fun to use and beautiful to work with. I'm grabbing a panel from the Holiday Greetings flashcard pack from Pajama Crafters Stamps. And if you don't know what a flashcard is, don't worry, I'll tell you. You can use them for coloring, like I am doing right here. They're printed on 100-pound cardstock, and they are laser printed with toner, which means you can glimmer them with toner foil. Beautiful foil effect with the toner sheets, and you can get sparkly effects wherever that black ink is. You can make this whole scene sparkly if you want. You can also watercolor with them. You can do ink blending on them. I have lots of examples over on my Instagram and on the Pajama Crafters Stamps Instagram of ways that you can use flashcards. Another great way to see how these items are being used is to go on to the Pajama Crafters Stamps website. I do have a link for you down in the description of this video. And if something catches your eye, maybe this Christmas one isn't really your jam, there's cat stuff, there's coffee things, there's video game things, American things, Halloween, penguins, pets, religious, teacher. There's tons of different things, and you can see what our design team has done with them. I think that our design team has been killing it recently. So there's lots of great examples on the website is my point here. All right, now that I'm done coloring, like I said, I will be cutting this right in half. Do not be alarmed. Oh no, it's fine. Now look at the beautiful little die that is in the center of this card. Isn't that just so dainty and delicate? It is the scalloped circle die from Pajama Crafters Stamps. And I'm going to make it even more pretty by using the stamp that says Happy Christmas. And that stamp is from one of the new sets that has come out this last month in October from Pajama Crafter Stamps. It is the Woodland Christmas Eve stamps. And there's a lot of cute characters there, like you can see the badger, the bunny, the bear. There's cookies and so much more. But I love this sentiment. I think that the script is just right and the size of it fits perfectly on my die here. I did grab some Distress Oxide to stamp that out, so it would be a one-time stamp. Now this card is an exploding card, which means I think it needs a little bit of a belly band. So what I went ahead and did was I grabbed some craft paper from my stash and just simply wrapped it around the card. I went and cut it at about, let's see, that looks like it's about 3 inches wide. And then I kind of gently scored it on those natural fold lines from where I wrapped it around the card. I'm not going to really tell you about that because it really wasn't a great measurement anyway, and your belly band might be thicker or thinner than mine. Just wrap it around and then secure it with some glue or some double-sided adhesive. Mine ended up being a little bit tight, so I ended up taking the belly band off and just taking it down a little belt notch or two. Maybe he had too many Christmas cookies. So I secured it with just this double-sided tape, so I was able just to peel it off before it really set in and just expand it a hair. My little frog press is keeping me company as I work here today. He's just such a cutie pie, and that is for stamping from Pajama Crafter Stamps when using a MISTI or using some kind of a stamp positioner. It just helps press down things nicely, and it just makes me smile every time I see him. It's kind of a strange angle that you're seeing right now, but he's very cute. I still haven't come up with a name for him, so if you have a name suggestion, let me know in the comments what you think I should name my little froggy. I'm going to mat this panel onto some of that same beautiful pebble cardstock, and your mat can be any size, so it doesn't matter what size you choose to have it at. And then I'm going to just use my little tool there just to draw some little lines on there. I am missing my pencils. I don't know where my pencils went, but as a teacher, that's just part of the gig, you know, losing all your pencils. Not that any students are at my house. It's just they seem to always disappear. The pencils, that is. But the little scrape that I made with my tool seemed to work out okay. Now this panel is just going to connect right to the belly band. So this will slide right off of the project, so it will be exposing the inside, which is really the most exciting part. But I didn't just want to make a boring belly band and a boring card front. I wanted it to be kind of a statement all on its own if the recipient did not take the belly band off yet. All right, let's decorate the inside because, like I said, I love patterned paper, and this patterned paper is just so beautiful. It is the taupe tidings, like I said, and there's also a fall paper pad that's called Autumn Whisper, and just came into my craft room when I'm doing this voiceover, and I cannot wait to dive into that for some fall cards. I know this video is going up early November, so fall is still here-ish with Thanksgiving, so you'll probably see some Thanksgiving cards coming on the Instagram eventually. There's also football, Christmas, that is more of a traditional red and green, or it's almost kind of red and teal. There's Nantucket, which is kind of seascape. There's a vintage Americana Halloween, which is called Spooky Sorbet, Spring Plaid, and Bee's Knees, which is one of my favorite paper pads of all time because of the colors. They like sing together. They're just so happy and they coordinate so well. All right, this little square that I cut in half and made the triangle just nests right in those little areas. And looking back, I wish I would have done one more layer of matting behind there, but it was just a 2-inch square, so 2 by 2, and I cut it on the diagonal. But if I had to redo it, I would cut a 2 1/4 inch square in half, and that would give me a little bit more matting on the back. Probably use that brown, the dark craft tape just to bump it up. Now I'm using some double-sided adhesive just to adhere the explosion part to the card base. I'm not going to put any behind the center panel because I want this to be able to be used as a gift holder. So I could put, you'll see me slide some things behind here in just a minute, but you can put a Hershey bar back there. You could put a stack of Post-it notes or a little mini journal in there. There's lots of things you can do, but I wanted the option to be there to add things behind there and have this be even more of a wow, fun gift moment. It is just so fun. Like I said, the explosion part looks so incredibly complicated, but you're scoring 3 lines at 2, so 2, 6, and 8, and then doing 2 diagonal lines on each side, and you have this really fun exploding moment. There's a pack of gum I slid under there. I don't know, just random things on my craft desk that I thought, I've gotten a pack of gum as a gift before, or a gift card, or Post-it notes as a teacher, or some fun pens you could even slide in there. Of course, you would have to expand your belly band at that point, but, if you plan for it, it can happen. Now, to make the outside just a little more extra fancy, I added these 2 panels of the craft tape just to be fancy. They are 2 inches by 4 1/4, just 1 on each side. I found that opening up the explosion and just having that to be flat was a way easier way to add those to the sides. And that completes today's video, so let me know what you think about this card down below. Be sure to subscribe to the Pajama Crafter Stamps YouTube channel if you have not yet, and subscribe to my channel, Stationery by Justine. I've got lots of fun videos coming your way from the design team, so stay tuned for more fun folds this November. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting! Bye, crafty friend.